Los Angeles, California. This is the Mad Scientist Party Hour.
Oh, hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name's Kevin Kraft. Once again, joined by a man who is completely nude from the waist down and is currently conducting a small orchestra using only his boner. That's Geoff Clark.
We Maestro Dragon.
And transmitting to us from your mom's bukkake party, the bearded booger-eating sperm donor known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo, I don't know how I feel about that one.
I mean, it's better than the other ones usually. I'll tell you that. At least you would think a mom is of age in most cases.
That's true. That is true.
So, usually, you don't get of age victims in the intro.
And we all know how much you love bukkake.
I don't think I could join in on bukkake. I'm down for some crazy shit, but I don't know about bukkake with the bros.
All right. I guess this is chill, guys, but I'm going first.
Yeah, well, yeah.
If
I'm in,
I'm going to go play
I will
Madden.
drag my...
Well, you guys are fucking tugging on your noodles.
I hate the Geoff impression.
Man, so I talked about this on last week's Patreon episode, but I started a Cameo profile. And
I'm glad you bring that up because I have some things to discuss with you.
Oh, I bet you do.
At your time.
I felt like the Patreon might be the best place to just sort of leak that news and take a temperature on things and see how people feel about it. And I got hit up. I got a handful of Cameo requests in the past week. And, I threw it out there. I was like, I'll do impressions from MSPH, from the Ellis Show. If you got to deliver bad news as Droopy, I'll do the Droopy voice and give some bad news to somebody. I'll be the Pope. All these characters that I've done from the Ellis Show. I was like, I'll do a Cool Beans freestyle, and everybody is just hiring me to do skits involving Geoff and Shuddy voice. I've had them make love, fight over He-Man toys.
Yeah, who birthed whose child in that one Cameo?
I forget who was having
me,
the
right?
butt baby.
I think it was me.
Correct.
Because I know I commented that I would have aborted the kid.
Yeah, because Art's got that one, and he posted it to his Instagram.
Even though my mom's against abortion. We don't want abortion in Afghanistan. We're off to a bad start here on this podcast.
Yeah, Geoff, you switched your lever into fun mode today, I see.
Oh, I have a lot of fun things to talk about, actually.
Kevin, should we switch our levers into fun mode today?
Yeah, I guess so.
Where are our levers usually? Wait a second, what's happening? It's V-neck day?
It's V-neck day. Gotta let the taco meat breathe. Taco neck.
I love it. You guys look great. What inspired this? I mean, aside from me and V-necks, usually, did you guys just... Is it like a particular Wednesday or Monday of a month, or how are we doing this nowadays?
No, this was just Tim requested that we surprise you with the V-necks, and Kevin and I sidebarred and
yeah, I had to go out digging it up.
I'm not selfish about my brand, so I appreciate you guys. Welcome to Team V-neck. Happy to have you on board, Kevin.
Yep, we're the V-neck bros.
If you were single still, you wouldn't be single much longer, let me tell you.
I don't know. Rent-Ra's not a fan of V-necks.
Did she say that, or are you just fucking
No, she really did say that.
At me?
Because I told you we went and did a shopping day. I was like, I'm a 4-year-old. I need shirts that have a metal band, something geeky, something anime. That's kind of my bread and butter. Outside of that, I'm a fucking lost child. So we were walking around department stores looking at stuff, and anything V-neck got shot down. She's like, yeah, I'm not into V-necks.
That's
All right,
terrible.
fair enough.
Well, say, with all due respect, fuck Rent-Rez opinion on V-necks.
Yeah,
Her V-neck, you don't approve of her V-neck take?
Yeah, Geoff, you're making all of the right moves in the lady department, so yeah, fuck her.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need your advice, Rent-Rez. I'm doing just fine. All right, this is going off the rails. Let's get back to your Cameo. Shuddy was making an interesting point that while on one hand, you're helping our brand, you're doing these awesome cameos and impressions out of us, but on the other hand, you're making us look bad because your response time is still not at an acceptable rate.
I was thinking the other day when I looked at it and it had gone down to 6 hours that it was commendable, but I noticed today that it's gone up since then.
How?
Obviously, you're taking longer than 6 hours to respond. That's how.
Well, smartass, I haven't done any cameos since then, so how could the average change?
Don't talk to me. Now you're at 7 hours. You went up 16.6667%.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know. You're obviously your priorities are skewed.
And it's not our issue to fix. I suggest if you have a problem, you email support@cameo.com and maybe they can clear some of this up. But the bottom line is that your responsiveness increased by 16.7%.
Well, it initially dropped about 4 million% because it sets you a default at 5 days. So I went from 5 days to 7 hours, which is miraculous, you could say.
Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the real problem here is the 6 hours going to 7 hours. That's really...
Yeah,
I don't know. We can dwell on that, but you're sounding like a real pussy, Shuddy boy.
Oh, wow. He got me back on his side by calling you a pussy.
Of course he did.
Well done, Kevin. Well done, Kevin. Jesus, Shuddy. All right, let's just get off his back. He ethered you.
Twice.
Kevin.
Yeah.
One thing I want to talk to you about. If by Labor Day, you don't have documented footage of you doing the crate challenge, I'm quitting this fucking podcast. You have to do the crate challenge.
I don't know what that is either.
You got all right. So maybe
we're adults. We're not on TikTok, Geoff.
Maybe this really is black social media because I feel like that's the only people I see doing the crate challenge. But really, what it is, it's like a staircase made of milk crates, and you have to ascend it and then descend it, and without like falling down. Just Google crate.
It's
challenge.
Just a stack of milk crates.
Yeah,
like in a pyramid, and you have to go up it and then down it.
And people are just like wiping out.
Yeah, because the crates.
Because they start wobbling, they won't support you.
Because it's not built, so it's instead of being built where, you put the next crate overlapping two crates, it's just straight up stack of one, then a stack of two, then a stack of three, based on what I'm finding on the internet.
Hey, I'm an old man here. I'm pushing 40.
And where's Kevin going to get a mountain's worth of milk crates?
That's an interesting point. I had a conspiracy theory about that. Do you think like the FBI or the deep state are dropping off these milk crates in the hood, like brick pallets during the or pallets of bricks during the George Floyd protests? Because the only communities that I see doing this is the Black or African American communities, and I wonder where the fuck do they get these milk crates? I didn't even know. I don't know. I didn't know they still transport milk like that. I guess I don't know how they fucking transport milk. I don't work at
exactly how they still transport milk.
I guess apparently they're just floating around, but I haven't seen any milk crates in my neck of the woods.
Well, let me ask you this:
the only way I know how to get milk crates is by swiping them from a convenience store that has them out back for the milk company to pick up.
Let's do that.
To get this many milk crates, you're gonna have to knock off, 17 7-Elevens.
Geoff, let me ask you a question. In all of your viewing of this milk crate challenge, have you seen anybody complete it, or does everybody eat shit?
I've seen like 2 guys complete it. One guy did it like super impressive, like really flexed. Like literally, he actually got to the top. Someone handed him dumbbells. He started doing dumbbell curls. Someone handed him something else. I think it was like a plate of food, and then he walked down it. It was like, oh fuck, dude, all right. But most people get just completely wipe out, and some of the results are real bad. I don't know if you Googled it, Kevin, or if you're looking at it.
No, because if I pull something up, the audio will bleed into the podcast.
I'm not watching any of the videos. I just did Googled crate challenge, and I'm looking at the thumbnails for the videos on Google, and almost all of them is somebody eating shit.
Yeah, you could wipe out pretty hard.
I have a feeling Jason Ellis is going to make me do this at some point.
Of course, I'm stunned. Like I'm
Jeff,
the one telling you
Jeff,
for the first time. Yeah.
Tweet one of these videos at Jason right now and ask him to make Kevin do it.
Oh, you scumbags.
I don't want the blood on my hands, but this is gonna get published tonight, and I don't know what the Puminati might do.
Psycho, we're looking at you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Psycho will absolutely take that challenge.
You scumbags.
Unfortunately, that fucking moron's is an eggshell on Twitter, so no one's gonna even listen to him. I think he's got like 2 followers, and I might be one of them.
Well,
but yeah, you're totally gonna do this. I'm surprised I'm the one telling you about this the first time. I would almost guarantee this is on Ellis's radar, but probably will be in like 7 hours.
To go back, I hold on, where I lost the fucking. Okay, so despite Shuddy Boy and Geoff's propaganda trying to smear me, I have been good with the Cameo turnarounds. There haven't been a ton of them, but I know it's a very
only
small...
open to a limited audience.
That's
also.
True. Yeah, and you know,
now our millions of listeners. Sorry,
I also know that this is not. I'm not expecting this to be any sort of in-demand purchase. I'm not really expecting to get consistent cameos or anything like that. But I'm not really familiar with them, so I decided to look on the website and see what other people were doing. And the most exposure to Cameo I get is discussions on the Howard Stern show about High Pitch Eric doing them. And apparently High Pitch Eric, who, if you think about it, he's pretty much made for Cameo. He's a very goofy guy. He's funny looking. He's funny sounding. People, he's beloved on the Stern show. He's got very funny contributions. And he's making a fucking killing at it. He charges like $80 for his cameos. He's done almost 1,100 at this point, I think. And there's a function where I don't know if the person who ordered the cameo has to approve it, but it can go up on your profile. So when people look at your page, you can see past cameos that you've done. And I got a lot of competition. I don't think it's going to be an easy task to live up to High Pitch.
Now, who sets your pricing? Do they based on your popularity, or
no.
do you did?
I said it.
Because there are some. Every now and then I'll go through Cameo to see who is getting what. Like LeVar Ball right now is getting $133 per cameo.
Is that the Reading Rainbow guy?
No, that's LeVar Burton. LeVar Ball is
it's his cousin.
Is what's it? The oldest son, Geoff.
It's He's an
Lonzo.
NBA basketball player's father, Lonzo and LaMelo Ball.
Wait, somebody's dad gets a cameo?
Yeah, the Big Baller brand. He is an obnoxious human.
Ugh.
You might have somehow heard of him. I guess maybe if the name doesn't ring a bell, then probably not. He went on TV and said that he could beat Michael Jordan one-on-one, which is
started a shoe company and allegedly screwed his sons out of their shares, and
he seems like a cool guy.
Total garbage, and they were like $500 and just a whole Paula Abdul, $449.
Dude, I think the chick
That's a
Olivia
deal.
Colman, who was in like The Crown, and I think she was actually even in a couple Edgar Wright movies. I think she's charging $700 per cameo.
Samuel Tarley, $200.
Yeah, I'm only
The
20
lead
bucks.
singer,
And
the lead singer of Crazy Town is 75.
Oh man. Yeah,
I think
I
you
got
can
so Cameo
get to that
takes
level.
a pretty sizable chunk. They take 25% of what you set, and then if somebody books a Cameo through iOS, like if you just go on your iPhone and book me through the Cameo app, Apple takes another $5. So I get 50% of the booking if it's done through an Apple product.
Desktop, please, fellas.
Yeah,
Kevin,
ladies.
You are not in the new and noteworthy section.
No, because I'm only one of those things.
You need to get that response time down. That's the only way I can think of addressing that or helping that.
Yeah.
I did have a question. What's
Hoff is getting $500 per cameo.
up your prices and maybe you can pay one of your bills through this stuff? Kevin, what's the worst news you'd be willing to break via Cameo?
Well, I don't know, because I'd have to think half of it was fake. Like that one guy who was going around getting cameos from a bunch of high-name people to all just like break up with their girlfriend for them or some shit. And that was all like fake. It was just one guy seeing what people would do. I mean, obviously if it's like, yeah, can you tell my dad sorry he has cancer AIDS or something like that? Like, obviously that's a joke. So I don't know. I mean, I guess if somebody was like, sorry your baby died, I don't really see the
children
yucks
deaths.
in
I
that
gotcha.
one. Yeah, that might be tough to work with.
I think that's a fair rule.
Whether it's
But
real or not.
You'd announce a divorce, right?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Someone in the Puminati, just divorce your spouse just to get Kevin to do the
There's
cameo.
also no way somebody's spouse would believe that was the actual thing.
Well, I mean, you have to come with the papers as well if it's a divorce.
Oh, well,
You also have to say you've been served as somebody's handing them the divorce papers.
I don't see how the timing of that's going to work out. I did pull one of High Pitch Eric's cameos if you want to hear what I'm up against.
Sure.
Hey, what's up, Dalton? It's me, High Pitch. I want to mention that I hope you don't have any blood in your poop today. And also, I heard your best friend of 25 years, and you often have blood in your shits. And you love to joke about your anus. And more about me, you love my inverted penis and you love my longevity on the show. And you love my low pitch.
What the fuck?
Kevin, there are dogs on here getting $80 a cameo.
Well, I got some bad news for you, Shuddy Boy. A lot of dogs are cooler than me.
Shut. Now you're being mean. All right, let's not
I
talk
think
about.
I don't know. I am saying I think you're undervaluing yourself. That's all. I'm coming at it from that point of view. Don't.
I
He's
think
saying there's money left on the table here.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, Shuddy Boy, but we're going to have to agree to disagree. I think
Puminati, get him his cameos.
Wait,
Kevin
how
needs
much?
to swing his cameo dick around.
How much do you
Kevin
charge
Kraft
again?
cameos needs to be a thing that everybody knows about.
Yeah.
3Ks.
Wait, huh?
3Ks. Kevin Kraft.
yeah, we got it,
Cameos is
Shuddy
the
Boy. Yes,
website.
that joke is still funny 5,000 times later.
I'm gonna holler at the graphic artist and get her to do a thumbnail of Kevin Kraft cameos. Kevin, how much are you charging per cameo?
$20.
Okay. I think I'm gonna start a Cameo account for Little Mama, and I'm gonna charge $21.
You have to get verified.
Yeah, dude.
Little Mama will have to get verified. What's her social media presence?
It's real bad right now. You're right. Maybe I'm not gonna be able to get it done.
Dude, I applied
Lucky.
like 7 times before somebody from Cameo finally got back to me. I think they were like, oh, God, let's just approve this guy so he leaves us alone. It was getting real fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
Fucking Tan Mom is on there charging like $130 per cameo, and they're like, Kevin Kraft? Nah, fuck him. We don't need him on our platform at all.
Oh, wait, are we talking about from the supermarket queefs intro? Tan Mom?
No, the real Tan Mom, the one that joke is about.
I never got that joke. What are you talking about? What's Tan Mom?
Google her.
Yeah, she's the woman who got in trouble for bringing a baby into the tanning bed with her. And she's a white lady who goes to tanning booths so much she looks like she could be African American.
Yeah, this is creepy.
Her skin is like black suede. But she's also been catapulted by, essentially being a whack packer on the Stern Show.
Oh. All right, man.
But yeah, that's all we really need to say about that. Geoff, how was your time in Texas?
Austin was cool, man. I had a lot of fun. I was there with two of my best friends. I road trip with my homie Ryan, who's been on the podcast a long time ago. I was in his wedding. That was cool. And then my buddy George, who you joined on the Faded Media podcast with to discuss the East Coast playlist versus West Coast playlist. I feel like you've met him out here before. He's one of my first friends in LA. We worked at the Clippers together. He moved out to Austin a couple years ago, and he hosted me a majority of the time because he had furniture. My homie pretty much had no furniture. It's still being shipped from San Francisco. So I did sleep on his on an air mattress and hang out with him and his wife and his baby for days. They kind of shared custody of the dragon, but it was a lot of fun, man. Austin, I don't have a lot to say, and you know how I am. I'm looking to complain. I even, force it into tight windows here or there, but there's not a lot of bad I could say about Austin. If I was in the city by myself or without a chaperone or a host who had all these different moves prepared and has been around the block a whole bunch of times, maybe it wouldn't be that good. But from my perspective, it was fucking awesome. Beautiful people, friendly people, a little bit cheaper than LA, which, I was keeping track of. Great food. I mean, it was my vibe, all I did was eat and drink for fucking 6 days. And
that must have been a nice change of pace.
Love drinking. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I got to shoot guns for the first time ever.
How'd you like that?
It was all right. I mean, it's kind of expensive and it wasn't that dope after firing the gun a few times. Plus, I'm doing it amongst Texans, all of which know much more about guns than me. And I felt like a huge bitch, honestly. Still kind of do.
Do you guys have a gold scar I could rent?
So
what about, can I buy 3 med kits?
How about a grenade? No one ever likes the grenades. Do you have some of those lying around? I'll throw that at the back wall. No, my buddy had I think a Glock and an AR-15, and that's what we brought to the gun range. And it's gonna sound real vaginal. The AR-15 is fucking scary. It is a scary gun. And it gets the attention of everyone else in the shooting range because it's louder than most guns.
Yeah, because everybody looks over and they're like, "Oh Jesus, is this incel about to kill us all?"
No, they're in Texas. He was in Texas. They were jerking off.
Yeah, I mean it's my buddy's gun. He knows how to use it. He knows how to stand. One of the driving range or shooting range professionals helped me out with how I was holding the AR-15. I guess I was holding it too much on my shoulder and not enough in my bicep. And I shot it a little 7 feet wide of the target. I didn't even see where it was going, to be honest. So I felt like a real fucking pussy about the whole thing, but he was friendly about it. He was super nice. I'm assuming he gets little kids and women all the time that he has to show how to use the gun. But
just treat me like a little girl.
Yeah, pretty much. But after firing the gun for I don't know, let's say 5 minutes each gun, I was kind of over it. I was definitely ready to go to the brewery and play trivia night, which is what we did afterwards. But It was fun, dude. The whole experience was fucking sick. And
How
I
does
don't know
how does
about,
a team do when Geoff Clark is on it? Oh,
What's
I
up?
know the answer to this one. It's a kazoo.
I was better at trivia than my buddies. We got, I think, 7th out of like 13
8.
teams. No, I think it was 13. It was pretty popping, but most of those teams had more than 3 players. We only had 3, and it feels like they had to have been cheating and using their phones, because we did really well in most rounds, and we were 7th. Like, we weren't even fucking close. So, like a lot of 8 or 9 out of 10 scoring rounds. So we're killing it. But Austin's sick, man. Not a lot of bad to say. I don't know about that whole moving there shit. I mean, there are a lot of pretty women. There are a lot of things to do. A lot of big nightlife scene. But I fucking love Long Beach. Love my neighborhood. I am looking forward to getting back out there eventually, though, because 2 of my good homies are out there, and so I always have, like, you know, something to do and people to hang out with. So it was cool, though, man. Shuddy, you should check it out. Have you been to Austin yet?
I haven't been to Austin in 34 years.
So
Gotcha.
you
We
haven't gone-
visited
you
my
haven't gone
uncle
since you were
there
15?
once when I was real little, when he went to University of Texas. That's the only time I've ever been to Austin.
It's changed since then. I heard it's changed a lot over the past few years.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's not the same Austin that I was at.
Fucking
Everything I hear about Austin makes me, other than the heat, makes me have no reason to think I wouldn't love it there.
the locals fucking hate Californian transplants. I like that. One of the Uber drivers we got into a conversation about it, and he was complaining to me about, you know, all the influx of people raising the cost of living, and how a couple of years ago he had a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with a lawn, fenced in backyard, carport, and like community pool. He was paying $650 a month, and now it's $2,000. It was like, you know, I feel you for being a little butthurt. It sounds shitty. The best way I heard this put actually was my homie talking about how apparently white people don't like gentrification. I thought that was funny because, you know, it's not something we usually complain about, but I guess Austin, they're not stoked about all of us liberal cucks moving in there and raising their fucking rent and their taxes. But hey, that's what you get for putting out a dope ass product in a cool city. So good job by you guys, Austin. I had a lot of fun. Can't wait to get back out there. Maybe next time I'll have the chance to connect with some Puminati. One of the Puminati hit me up in my DMs and told me how he was he performs in a band, live shows throughout Austin. So there's a whole bunch of Puminati in Texas. And
yeah, we got an email
area
from somebody that sort of at one part touched on it. He said, "Hey guys, I've been listening for about 6 years now. I love the show and the Patreon as well. Kevin, the KWEF radio bit almost made me spit my coffee out first time I heard it. I wanted to write in and show some love and thank you guys. I forgot how much the show is a part of my weekly routine until it was a day late because of Kevin's Hawaii trip, and it was a bummer, but it got me thinking. I do a podcast of my own. I'm not here to plug, so I have an idea of how much work goes into this. So the fact that you guys consistently put out a great show week in and week out is really commendable. The dynamic between the three of you is unmatched. Thank you guys for everything you do and all the work behind the scenes." And then he throws in a PS. "I messaged Geoff on IG about it, but there was never a chance of the gun recoiling into his face when he went shooting in Texas. It barely recoiled at all. He was manhandling that gun like Shuddy does his He-Man toys when he's jerking off. Much love and thanks again, Jake, a.k.a. Jacoby1. So he had faith in your gun shooting skills and not injuring yourself, Geoff.
Yeah, well, I was extra cautious with it, and I had read stories and heard about people, like, you know, misusing guns and then the blowback hit him in the face. So that wasn't how I was going to go, but my accuracy is pretty fucking terrible, allegedly.
I mean, I remember the first time I went shooting guns, and like I shot some pretty powerful ones and was told, you know, you put both hands on the pistol and you pull back with your front hand and push forward with your back to sort of create some tension for when it fires so the recoil doesn't throw it up in your face, at least with the ones that have a lot of kick. And upon hearing that, I was very nervous. I was like, oh, I'm going to fuck this up and hurt myself somehow. But I did all right. I feel like if I can go through something like that without hurting myself, you were in good shape, Geoff. It's just fun to make fun of you sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's, it's obvious to take it extra cautiously, right? It's a fucking gun, It's aside from looking like a pussy, you don't want to mishandle a gun. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't that big of a trip, but
I love that looking like a pussy is always your first concern.
Isn't that always everyone's first concern?
Everything else comes after that.
Absolutely. The last thing I want to do is look like a pussy.
I've got another email. It says, "Oh God, I love you guys. I don't know if I want to kill Geoff or high-five him. Moments ago, listening to a new episode, I was drinking a thick smoothie. As Geoff said, Usain Bolt's record was 9.9 or so, and then stated in high school he ran a 15-second 100-meter. I was taking a huge sip and started to laugh so hard I grabbed my nose because I felt it about to come out, and when I pinched it off, I fucking threw up in my car. I know 15 seconds isn't crazy for a high school guy. I don't know. I'm truly not crapping on the dragon, just something funny when a sentence from his mouth compares him to Bolt. Anyway, gotta freaking clean this up. Thanks, Geoff. Actually, suck a dick, dragon. Love you guys."
Wow.
So you got that guy to barf smoothie in his car.
Okay, so 15 seconds, I can be way off. I probably am. I probably wasn't within 6 seconds of Usain Bolt. I was, in my head, I was trying to just communicate how slow I was, and maybe I just didn't do it well. I think that's what he's joking about.
Oh, it's girthy.
I don't know. I saw like a social media post today that had me thinking, it said to all those 25-year-olds out there, when's the last time you've ran at full speed? When's the last time, Kevin, you busted out like a fucking sprint?
That's a good question. I know it's happened. I'm having a hard time pinpointing it. Rhett and I went and did a pretty serious hike yesterday because we had 2 very intense meals. Korean barbecue to the point where we got the meat sweats. And then the following night...
That's how you do it.
The following night, we went to a cheese restaurant in Santa Monica that was very high focus on cheese and cheese wheel pasta. Got cheese wheel pasta, mozzarella knots, and then they have an entire cheese menu where you can just order. The place is covered in fridges.
Hold on.
And there's cheese in all of them.
What are mozzarella knots?
We didn't know, but when we saw that on the menu, we were like, "Fuck yeah, hook us up."
Yeah,
with one of those.
How you could go into it? There's no way that any description would still make me not order it. Mozzarella knots. I don't need to know what it is. I'm sure, but tell me.
Well, it's not terribly exciting, Shuddy, but it's still,
Can I get? Is it?
Yeah.
Fresh mozzarella that's woven into knots with olive oil and spices on it?
Close. So it is mozzarella woven into knots, and then it's just prepared with roasted peppers and cherry tomatoes.
And probably had olive oil on it, no?
I think a little bit, but not a ton. It didn't have a lot of
sounds
dressings.
Amazing. So basically it was just roasted red peppers and fresh mozzarella, which is delightful.
Oh my goodness. The whole experience was delightful. We like to pick 2 things on the menu that we know we're both going to like, and then we do 50-50, so we'll eat half of it and then trade plates.
That's how Sharon and I have gotten when we were going out to dinner regularly, doing that. We still do. We don't go out as frequently anymore, but that was definitely a thing, especially since a lot of the restaurants around here that we went to were small plate restaurants, so we'd get 3 or 4 of them to...
Oh, that's a good move. But yeah, I mean, it was solid. I got the one with the pepper. Hold on, I'm gonna get this. Cacio e pepe. I got that one.
Sounds right.
and she got the tortellini, and holy fuck, she got the right one. The tortellini was so bomb. And when we first took a bite of each other's plates, we both realized that we liked the other person's more, so we just switched. Ate so much fucking cheese. So they have 4 different types of pasta and 4 different cheese wheels. So each cheese wheel gets its own respective pasta, and then everything else in the dish is not tossed in the cheese wheels. So we made sure to get two dishes that were prepared by rolling them around in a cheese wheel. Epic, epic, epic. But after that, we were like, oh, we really need to get some sort of physical activity in to counteract what we just did. And we went to this hike in Burbank that was fucking gnarly. It's like, so in the valley and in Burbank, you see there's it's a valley. There's these big ranges and stuff. And if you go to a hike like Runyon Canyon, you get up pretty high and you see, some cool views. In Burbank, I don't know what the exact height of this peak was that we went to, but it was about an hour and a half hike up just to reach the peak.
Do you know the name of the peak?
I think Wildwood. Wildwood.
Did she
in
put
Burbank?
you onto this?
Yeah. She's lived in, she was born in the valley, so she knows tons of good hiking spots in LA. And that was, oh my goodness, that was an ass kicker.
Did you do the Burbank Peak Trail in Griffith Park?
No. Wildwood Canyon Trailhead, I think. Because I just Googled it. A 2.3 mile? I don't know if that sounds right. Oh, yeah. On a clear day, if you hike to the radio tower at the top, you can see all of Burbank and as far as downtown LA. Yeah, that's the
elevation gain 918 feet.
Damn, that seems low. I mean, it might still be on my Instagram story right now, but from the peak, it was gnarly. And this, I know
Is
this
that
is
when you saw the Kevin Kraft cactus?
I don't even know what that is, but this was a long way of answering your question, Geoff, but that was a lot of exertion because so much of it was uphill. And I was getting to a point where my heart was like beating out of my chest. And I grabbed Rent's hand and put it here, and she was like, oh, wow, yeah, you should probably take a break.
See, this is exactly what I wouldn't do. Again, going back to the whole thing where I don't want to look like a pussy. I would just have a heart attack and die. And then, because I'm dead, I would have never, in my head, looked like a pussy. I'd just be dead.
Yeah, because I would be at your funeral, and I would be like, Geoff went out the way he lived.
Like a pussy.
Like a true pussy, having a heart attack on a hike. I mean, who the fuck does that?
Oh, wow. That's very disrespectful. After I'm dead?
Yeah.
Like a Chicago rapper.
And then I'm going to teabag your coffin like we're playing Fortnite.
It's terrible. I've been looking at this filet mignon tartare at Forma Restaurant for the past 5 minutes while you're talking about the hiking bullshit. How did one of you guys not pull the trigger on that?
Because we wanted cheese wheel pasta. I talked it up so much leading up to the 626 night market, and those fart faces didn't even have it when we went.
Sons of bitches.
So, yeah, this was strictly a cheese wheel pasta move, but we love that place so much, we are 100% going back.
Dude, I want to go. This looks delicious. Is this the one? Is this the dinner date that Brandano third wheel on? Or
No, he came
That was Korean barbecue.
Korean barbecue.
How dare you say something like that about Stevie B?
Well, did he bring a date?
No, but it's not a third wheel when it's friends. He's hung out with Rent Ram a bunch of times.
Ram was the third wheel.
Oh, shit.
Jeez, she could be listening, Shuddy. Take it easy.
Sorry, I did come in a little hot there. I apologize, Ram.
Speaking of looking like a pussy, the third wheel is something I would never do.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one that you dislike when you like Geoff. I don't want to be that one.
Oh, man, what a twist, right? You're over here talking shit, and she likes me more than you. That'd be wonderful. I'm just kidding about the third wheel stuff. I would love to third wheel with you guys. I just know that Brandano listens, so I wanted to throw him some shit.
Well, speaking of Brandano, he and I went on an adventure the night before. He hit me up last minute and was like, hey, do you have any interest in going to see Guns N' Roses? And I was like, wait, what? Yeah, I'll go see Guns N' Roses. Sure.
Totally.
I had never seen Guns N' Roses live before.
I figured you went and did that with Rent Rant, and I was gonna say, didn't she make fun of you for being old? Like, isn't that her leaning into your elderly status?
No, it was two old guys. Me and Brandana went.
Yeah,
And
it's a boys' night out.
So,
How was Guns N' Roses?
okay, well, first off, they were fucking awesome. I was never the biggest Guns N' Roses fan, but you know, who gets bummed out when Guns N' Roses comes on? It's like, all right, cool. But never actively pursued seeing them live. And I had always heard, you know, you've seen those, there's like memes of Axl because he's packed on some pounds and people clowning him, and he's notorious for being, you know, multiple hours late showing up for the show. So between the opener and GNR going on, everybody's just sitting there for like 3 hours fingering their asses. I don't know exactly how his voice is holding up these days, but no letdown in any of those departments. Axl looks like he's lost a bunch of weight, sounded fucking awesome, put on a great show, had good stage presence, played the fucking piano for November Rain. It was epic. Slash was killing it. They got this new keyboardist who's a really cute chick. It was dope. I have zero complaints about the show. What happened was, so this all went through Wolfgang Van Halen's people, who was opening for GNR. So it was like, okay, they're getting us the tickets. We have to be there to see Wolfgang. And I was like, yeah, that's perfectly fine. So we back-timed everything. I left my house around 5 o'clock. Wolfgang was supposed to go on at 6:30, go until 7:15, and then GNR goes on at 7:45. It was like a very early show. And I pick up Steve. We're about a mile from the venue, and then I see where the exit ramp is on the GPS. So I pull into that lane, stop dead. Now I'm just watching the GPS like ETA climb.
That's what happened when we went to the Phillies game.
Holy
exactly what
shit.
happened.
So we're just sitting there waiting in line. Every couple minutes you would move up maybe a car length. Then I see all these cocksuckers cutting and like cutting in, and somehow these morons up front aren't paying attention and they're letting all these people cut. So that's making it go even longer. He starts texting the guy who got the tickets like, I am so sorry, but I don't think we're even going to make it for Wolfgang. Like, we have been sitting on this exit ramp for an hour, and we've barely moved. At the end of the day, left my house at 5. At 8:10, we were walking towards the venue. It was 2 hours waiting to get off that exit.
That's pretty much going to an event in LA, dude. It's like I really don't. That's why I really don't even like to do it. Between the cost, the convenience, and that kind of shit, dude. You could show up an hour and a half, 2 hours early to an event in LA,
and still be 3 hours
stuck,
late.
Yeah, be stuck in the parking and be
Dude,
You had that issue for the soccer game, right, Geoff?
Yeah,
you just had that issue at the 626 night market.
It just always happens. Like, and I beat the soccer game by like an hour and a half. I was in the like parking lot line for an hour and a half ahead of time. It didn't get into the building by time of I got in right in time for the second half. It's like I don't even know how to trick it. Like, what am I supposed to? I'm going to show up 3 hours early. Like, what the fuck? I'd be the only one there. I don't know.
Yeah, it was gnarly. We could not fucking believe it. The infrastructure there is so piss poor. 2 hours just getting off the goddamn exit. So not only did we completely miss Wolfgang Van Halen, who went on at 6:30, we didn't even get into the venue until Guns N' Roses was 5 songs into their set.
Oh no!
Fucking nuts. But they had a 3-hour set, which was crazy.
All right, well,
so
it's not that big of a deal. If they played like an hour-long set and you missed the first half hour, that would be a huge bummer. But
yeah,
you missed the first half hour of a 3-hour set, so you definitely got more than you missed.
And we had sweet seats, So the view was pretty fucking nuts. And
Where was it at?
the Bank of California Stadium. So it was like an outdoor stadium, which was pretty cool.
I bet you that's
like
where
it.
the Galaxy play.
I don't even know what that is.
Let's see. Bank of California Stadium.
I think that's the StubHub Center or the Home Depot Center.
Yeah,
Nope.
I have no
I thought-
idea.
Los Angeles FC play there.
Don't know what that is.
Gotcha. Soccer doesn't matter.
But yeah, we looked up the set list and we found our exit point. We're like, okay, let's get out here. So we beat the rush leaving this place because I could not do that again. I would have gone full Michael Douglas falling down, and that would have been the end of it.
Oh, let me ask you, how much would an Uber have been?
Well, I don't know, because then the Uber, we'd be sitting in the Uber for 3 hours.
That's true. Well, you got to think maybe you could walk a few blocks away and then have an easier access point, but that's not. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It sucks.
Yeah, that whole thing blew, but our exit strategy worked. We were walking out away from the venue while they were playing Patience, and we could hear it perfectly. So that was cool, walking away music. Got back in 25 minutes. But yeah, that was a very dope experience.
You didn't hang out with Van Halen or Wolfgang Van Halen?
No.
Are they like a smaller subsidiary of the regular Van Halen?
No, that's his son.
Okay. All right.
That's
fair
Eddie
enough.
Van
Sorry.
Halen's son.
Sorry. Pour some liquor out.
He's a big boy.
Like
Yeah.
chubby?
I mean, he carries it well, but and he plays bass.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Van Halen for a minute.
Rock and roll, dude.
Shuddy, you were saying you saw some stuff since we last
Yes.
convened?
That is true.
Cool.
Nice.
We watched the first 2 episodes of What If. Have you seen them, Kevin?
Oh, yeah.
I was not sure about the show going into it. I didn't think I thought the animation style would take me out of it, but I loved both of the first 2 episodes.
Same.
I thought they were a lot of fun, and they were visually, they were a lot of fun to watch, and the stories were really fucking good.
Yeah, I'm excited that there's going to be 18 episodes of this.
Are there really?
Yeah. I mean,
That's
that's according to
fucking
the IMDb listing, but yeah, I am very much looking forward to 16 more episodes of this because they are very fun and they can get super weird because there's no consequences. They're alternate timeline things, so they can get as wacky as they'd like to.
Just like the comics. They could get. So we watched that. Then after that, we decided to give the Impractical Jokers movie a shot.
I don't know if I like your tone, but I've talked about this on the show. I was skeptical of that show, and then got forced into it when my ex was just caught in the middle of a binge, and I got roped into it, and I was like, okay, yeah, these fucking guys are funny. This is a funny show. But the movie, not so much.
I think the show is very funny. It was like the Eric Andre movie where there was a really thin plot to string the pranks together. But the pranks were just as fun to watch as the TV show, which is really all I cared about. And I was super baked and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it way more than the other movie we watched. So I'm going to give the Impractical Jokers 3.5 dicks.
Okay.
Just because it was fun. And last night we watched the Netflix original Sweet Girl starring Jason Momoa that just came out.
Oh, yeah, I saw the trailer for that autoplayed. Yeah, that's,
me too. It looked terrible, right? It looked awful. Like really, really awful.
Oh, Shuddy.
Was bad. The theme of the movie is it's a sort of a John Q type plot. where the movie starts off with Jason Momoa trying to dramatic act while his wife dies of cancer. And a company run by the main character in the Hangover movies, the guy who was getting married in the first Hangover movie.
Riley or something? Or I think that was his name in National Treasure.
Wait, Ed Helms?
That's what I remember.
That guy, yes, the National Treasure guy. Justin
he's
Bartha.
the nerd.
Oh.
He's the nerd in National Treasure.
He plays the CEO of a company that has an extremely expensive cancer treatment that pays the company that has gotten FDA approval for a generic version to shelf the generic version for indefinitely. So Jason Momoa's wife can't get this medicine, and he ends up dying and going on a rampage to get the people that, in his mind, killed his wife. When she dies of cancer, there is a scene of him like crumpled over in a hallway sobbing that
did it sound like that?
Sharon was like, he cannot do this. I don't know why he thought he could do acting like this. And she is a
lesser of a Jason Momoa fan now.
And I really want to tell you the twists and turns, but I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who might want to watch this pile of garbage.
As much as I like Jason Momoa, I don't think you're selling it very hard, Shuddy.
Spoiler alert. He kills everybody, and you find out that his daughter, he actually dies earlier in the movie, and it's his daughter doing everything, thinking she's him.
What?
Yep.
That was so bad that you had to spoil it. Oh my God.
That
sounds like the worst twist ever.
So the movie starts off near the end. It does one of those things where it shows a scene from near the end, and then it tells you all the backstory up to that point, and then takes over. And it's the scene. It's a scene. The movie takes place in Pittsburgh, by the way. So this biomedical corporation is headquartered in Pittsburgh because the CEO and the chairman of the company live in Pittsburgh. So, but it starts
all
off
Yinzers
with him on the roof of Heinz Field jumping into the river. And then it shows everything that happens. And then the next time you see that scene, it's the FBI talking to what looks like Jason Momoa saying, "You're Rachel Cooper. You're Rachel Cooper." And then it goes back and it's the daughter. And then it flashes back and shows her doing everything that the movie had since shown he did. She's a teenage girl that has a little bit of MMA experience, but murks a ton of people that should have just killed her. It is ridiculous. It's bananas.
So how many Momoa and daughter dicks are you sucking?
1.5.
Ugh. Wow.
Like when that twist happened, there was still like maybe 15 to 20 minutes left in the movie. I completely checked out.
I don't blame you.
Checked out. And it ended up being like a political corruption movie. Like it was all over the fucking place. It was, John Q, Fight Club. It was bananas.
Yikes.
Why did you even suck 1.5 dicks?
Because the action, it was one of those movies that the plot really overall sucked, but had decent action sequences. Like it was an action movie trying to be so many other things that it got the action sequences right. Like the Jason Momoa fight scenes were really, really fucking cool, but there was no reason to think that either of these people would be capable of what was happening because there was no backstory to even explain how Jason Momoa could fight off special service assassins. And then you find out that it's his teenage daughter doing it.
Well, she has MMA training, so
Yep.
it covers that.
Well, I watched a movie that had similar results. Have either of you guys? I'm going to guess a big fat no on Geoff, but have either of you guys heard about the new Adam Driver, Marion Cotillard movie called Annette?
Nope.
I have heard of it. Is it a Amazon Prime original?
It is.
I have a new movie that I would like to discuss with you then when we're done with your review.
Okay.
Oh wow! And I even have something I can review. Or at least
look
put
at
on
this.
your guys' radar.
This is turning into a movie bukkake podcast. So I watched Annette, which I had braced myself for. It did really well at film festival circuits, and it was... So Edgar Wright recently did a documentary on this band Sparks that I guess has been around for decades and has a cult following, has played big festivals in the past, but isn't really a household name in most places. And everybody seemed to be really enjoying that documentary. And as much of an Edgar Wright fan, he might be my favorite director making films currently. But I don't know. Documentaries are often a tough sell for me, especially if it's something I'm not interested in. Music documentaries especially, because I have such a weird taste in music that I don't really care about, an aging, obscure pop duo. So those guys, Sparks, it's these two old brothers. They actually wrote this movie, and it's a musical. And I don't really like musicals. But this got on Rent-Rez's radar. She likes musicals. I like Adam Driver. I like Marion Cotillard. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll give it a shot. Fuck it. So we pull up the listing. Turns out this movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Oof.
And we looked after seeing that runtime. We were like, oh fuck, do we really want to commit to this? We looked up reviews. She laughed hysterically at one review. There was one thing that was across the board agreed upon in all the reviews. The music is terrible. So I was like, all right, well maybe the stuff connecting the musical moments is worth watching. One guy was like, okay, after seeing this movie, I went straight to the supermarket and I bought 2 lobsters. I named one Henry and one Anne. I went home and immediately boiled them and gutted them. That's the main character names.
Yeah.
Like, this
so
guy
he really
hated the
didn't like
movie so much, he wanted to name things after the characters and make them meet a grisly end. And I side with that guy. 5 minutes into this movie, I knew we were in trouble. Rent-Rat always turns movies off if she's not enjoying them, but for some reason, we committed and we watched the whole 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was fucking atrocious. We were laughing hysterically at parts that were supposed to be taken serious. The people that said the music sucks were 100% right, but there is nothing but singing and music in this. And it's like, it reminded me of what would happen if, a 4-year-old saw Frozen for the first time and then just tried to turn their daily life into a musical. I am walking into the doorway, and I am now taking off my shoes. Now, socks, I am walking left, right, left. There's no melody to it. The songs are like first draft from a 5-year-old. I was furious watching this movie. Furious. Fucking terrible. Adam Driver is a comedian, and his sets are just weird. It's just like spoken word weirdness. Marion Cotillard is an opera singer. They're both super famous. They start dating. They have a baby. The baby is a creepy wooden puppet. For some reason, it's a fucking puppet. And then the baby sings and the baby goes out on tour. It was mind-numbingly bad. Like, I want to give Adam Driver a Melvin. I want to give him a front wedgie for this. And I love Adam Driver. This was half a dick. 2 thumbs down. Horrible, 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 horrible.
The critics prefer Annette over Sweet Girl
Well,
by quite a large margin.
You're gonna have to watch Sweet Girl and chime in on that, Kevin.
oh God, I can't take it. I need to just watch like Terminator 2, Goodfellas, Godfather. I just like Rocky. Just
Armageddon.
About 45 minutes into Sweet Girl, I looked at Sharon and I was like, will it upset you if I go reorganize the He-Man figures? Because I can't do this anymore. I'm upstanding at the cases in front of by the TV and just rearranging everything while this movie it was tough.
If Rant is the type to walk out of a theater, what kept her around to watch the rest of it?
Yeah, why didn't you shut this off?
I think
Sounded like you had the perfect opt-out opportunity if you're reading all the reviews for a musical and it says the music sucks.
I mean, I wanted to watch something that was, new. It just got released this weekend, I think. So I wanted to have something new to review. And we talked about it beforehand, how I don't bail on movies. No matter how horrible a movie is, I'm a completionist. I'll watch it till the end.
Completionist. Is
And-
that a thing?
Rat is like, she made the joke. She's like, okay, if we start watching this movie and it sucks and I turn it off, are you going to finish it when you get home? And I was like, yeah. And, she laughed. And then we put it on and I kept saying, we can turn it off if you want. And she's like, this is horrible, but let's just leave it. And yeah, we both hated it. It was fucking atrocious. And if you watch it after hearing this review, it's your funeral. If you get through 5 minutes of it, that is the tone of the movie. That is what it is like for the entire thing. There weren't even like full songs. Like it was just chopped, like random sporadic pieces of people just singing what they're doing. I am driving a car. Okay, I'm here. Getting out of car now. Walking towards house.
All right. Have you listened to any of the Sparks Brothers?
No.
Okay.
But I've also seen people say, I love Sparks, and the music in this was diarrhea.
Okay. Well, I've tried because I heard about the Sparks, the Edgar Wright documentary so much from Doug Love's movies that I did dip my toes into the Sparks water. And most of it was stuff like that, and I couldn't get into it.
It might be the most pretentious movie I've ever seen in my life. The longest song is when Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard are like walking through the woods, and they just keep going, we love each other so much. And they do that over and over and over. And then they're in the house, and he's like eating her pussy. And then he comes up for air, and he's like, we love each other so much. And then goes back to eating her pussy. Funny,
Really?
But what are you fucking filmmakers doing?
That
Who took
really
control of
happened.
this? Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
I mean, that's why I got half a dick.
Yeah,
For
because that scene
cunnilingus.
alone saved it. Half a cunnilingus in this time. In this, wait, what did Rant give it? Doesn't she have a 10 dick scale?
Yeah, and she gave it much higher than me. She gave it 5.5 because
The 2.75, she gave it.
Yeah. And that was because she was like, I don't know, like I did keep watching it and I was kind of curious where it was going to go next, but the way she was acting throughout the whole movie, I think that's a very high score. Because we were both laughing at it when it was supposed to be, when it was serious moments. Every time they showed the creepy wooden puppet baby, she would like look away and cover her eyes and go like, oh, it's so fucking creepy.
So do you think she inflated her score so you couldn't say to her, you made me watch this?
No, she didn't.
Enjoy it?
She didn't make me watch it. I could have been like, yeah, let's turn this off. And I don't know. I had heard a buzz about this movie, so I was curious about checking it out.
Is the completionist shit, is that a hard and fast rule, or is this the one time you would have broken your rule?
No, I would have finished it. I've sat through some real stinkers.
Maybe Shuddy brought up an interesting point, or I thought had a good question, but maybe she gave it a nice score because of the experience it was to watch it with you and you guys clowning on it and like all of that. Maybe that went into her.
Yeah, she opposite Geoff'd it.
Yeah, that could have been the case.
She took a rosy dragon approach to this instead of a salty dragon.
So what did you watch,
Geoff?
Oh yeah, you guys aren't going to feel me on this at all, but maybe I can educate you people on some shit. I watched the Gangs of Chicago documentary trilogy from Traplore Ross on YouTube. I watched the BDs versus the GDs, O Block versus Tukaville, and 300 versus JoJo World. Very interesting stuff.
The Boho Sotetsi.
Traplore Ross will talk about here in a second, but it's his YouTube channel, and he just breaks down the murderous and deadly rivalries in Chicago gang life. And
I don't know anything you just said, Geoff.
Scooter and how they connect to
Cleopatra,
the current hip hop game, and all that stuff. I thought it was fascinating. Now, how I got there, the homie that put me up, George, is huge into hip hop, and I think once I texted him a link to the social media post of Tekashi 6ix9ine and Meek Mill yelling at each other in a parking garage and both challenging each other to a fight with a whole bunch of security in front of them and both recording it. It was just the lamest fucking thing ever. And I sent him a message with that link, and I was just like, dude, Tupac and Biggie are probably rolling over their grave and how fucking soft this rap scene is nowadays. These are the biggest bitches probably in entertainment. And he was just he pushed back and he's like, actually, the rap scene is actually deadlier now than it's ever been.
Yeah, the people getting killed are just people no one has ever heard of.
Right, and it's mostly Chicago, the Chicago drill rap scene. So I got him and his wife to watch MasterChef with me, right? I was all amped up, told him about the MasterChef recap show, that podcast that we do, Crafter Geoff, and that we're getting rave reviews for it. It's seriously the funnest thing of my entire summer.
Yeah, that's where all these new drops came from.
Fat, juicy slab of meat.
And Shuddy Boy making this wonderful noise. The page didn't update.
And I thought I was giving you some time to react to Shuddy's backdrop. That doesn't do anything to you.
Spider? No.
That Joel Bong asked me to put up a woodlouse spider, so I just remembered about it. But
Joel
no
Bong,
reaction. Sorry, Joel. I tried.
Joel Bong is as elite as Puminati gets, so I appreciate you
it was worth a shot.
Providing that request. Yeah. Coming through on that request. Anyway, so I get him and his wife into watching MasterChef with me at his place.
I fucking hate you, Shuddy. I knew your predictable ass would be going there.
But I watch it through YouTube TV. And I figured because I was in the central time zone that I would be able to watch it live on YouTube TV at 8 o'clock central time. And I sent you guys pictures of this. Apparently YouTube TV won't let me watch it ahead of time. And I have to watch live TV, or I had to watch that show according to Pacific Standard Time. So I get these guys down to watch, they're down to watch MasterChef. I try to turn it on and it just says, nope, can't watch it right now. So we have 2 hours to kill. And my homie who's telling me about the Chicago drill rap scene and these crazy videos and trying to get me to watch it to explain to me just how fucking gnarly it is, throws on this YouTube trilogy documentary about Chicago gang life, and it's done by this guy Traplore Ross, and it is just absolutely terrifying. These fucking kids, man. I think we have a listener, a Puminati, who's actually works in the Chicago PD. I'm interested in hearing more about some fucking crazy stories he's heard, but it just outlines the gang warfare that happens in Chicago, and it's all in this one section of the South Side of Chicago in Inglewood, and he has a screenshot of Google Maps, and he has all these gangs like circled and their turf outlined. And dude, there's straight up like 8 different gangs inside of 25 block radius. It's fucking terrifying. Like, just trying to imagine what these kids are living like it's almost like incomprehensible. Like, there's this one scene, there's this one line in this dude King Von, who is like a fucking certified demon. He was murdered actually a few months ago, but there was a line in one of his songs talking about how he does work from 64 to 65th, but he doesn't fuck with 63rd. And that just kind of sums up what these guys are going through. Like, if you walk 2 blocks over, you could get murdered. Like, you can't have like a dog. If you take your dog for a walk, you have to have a gun on. You have to be strapped. And it's just a crazy like fucking sordid story. And this guy connects all these different threads, gives like a breakdown on all these different gangs. And he's the funniest thing of the whole documentary, because this dude is like, he's a British guy, a white British guy with icy blonde hair. There's no way he's going to Chicago to like interview any of these guys or pick up the intel. Now, a lot of this beef is carried out through Twitter, and supposedly it's like described in Reddit. But I am fascinated with how this fucking guy gets this information, because the amount that he has on Chicago gang life and like the murders, I'm telling you, Shuddy, this guy is like the fucking David Attenborough of Chicago gang life. Like, it's crazy how he breaks it down, and I have to find out.
Now, if you'll watch this clip carefully, you'll see one of the Scootagera gangs murdering one of the Ploopity Plop Flop Jim Floopers gangs.
There's like
definitely the Ploppity Plop Jim Floopers.
Come on, take it easy. It's Tukaville. It's 300. It's flooping anything. It's JoJo World, pretty much. And all these turfs, all these sets are like kind of created. Well, obviously they're created out of thin air, but essentially it's like a group of kids. One of them gets murdered, and then they name their project building after the kid that gets murdered, as like part homage and part to like get revenge for this dude. So they have this, these kids, and it tells just these fucking crazy stories. Like, there's this one girl who A&E did a documentary of, who had 17 murders before she was 17, or by the time she was 17. Like, Jesus, it's like that kind of, yeah, it's fucking terrifying. And then you have like these, how
is anybody left? How is there like still a population there? How has everybody not been murdered?
I don't know, man. It's crazy. And she got killed by this rapper, King Von, who got murdered recently. And he's like one of the more famous guys that come out of this whole crew. She got murdered by a guy named King Von. And he like bragged about it on a track. Like, that's also the crazy thing about this music, is it's all these fucking gangs essentially bragging about murders they've committed. And like, they're like literally like shouting out the other gangs and being like, check the score, like check how many murders we got. It's fucking terrifying, dude. And this guy, King Von, like most of these rappers, like Little Durk, who's still going around, Chief Keef, who you guys have probably heard of. Like, most of these rappers are like more bringing in money for the gangs. They're not like doing any murders. But I guess this King Von kid was considered like a fucking demon. And again, they would post this shit on like social media. So the whole gang posted, I think it was O Block, posted a picture on Instagram with a picture of all of them with numbers above their head. And it was like their kill count. This fucking guy, King Von, had 7 murders. And they brought him on the Breakfast Club, which is Charlemagne the God's show on Hot 97.
Yeah, he's the guy that looks like Xerxes from 300.
You know who Charlemagne the God is?
Yeah.
Word. All right, so he's famous. He does the podcast of Andrew Schultz. I feel like a lot of the Puminati fuck with Andrew Schultz. Maybe that's just me. So he's kind of famous. I think he's a bit of a cornball, but they brought him on. They brought Little Durk, who brought King Von on with him onto the Breakfast Club. And this fool just got out after doing 3.5 years. And they were like, what did you get out for? Like, a murder in 2 attempts, and like, oh wow, you were on trial for murder, and he corrected him as a murder in 2 attempts. So essentially, the story goes is that King Von like fucking shot out a whole block, killed 1 guy, took down 2. But as the story goes, as every one of these stories goes, no witnesses were willing to testify. So he fucking walked after serving like 3.5 years in jail, like waiting for his trial. Right. And that's essentially how like all these stories go. Again, he killed that girl who had 17 murders by the time she was 17. He ran up on her in broad daylight. I think got picked up in a fucking Rolls Royce. And no one could arrest him. Like, and
you know what I've always wondered? Like these areas where, you know, you don't even want to walk your dog. Like, do they have landlords? Like who collects rent at all those places? Dude. Or are they just, these buildings just exist and are like, all right, yeah, just keep feeding them water and power. Just
all this shit is fascinating to me. Yeah, all of it is. It's fucking crazy, dude. It really is. And yeah. And like, so you have all these murders, right? That girl was killed on a weekend where there was 45 gunshot victims in Chicago. And like, and no one's willing to testify, which makes sense because it's like, if you're testifying, if you go into court, your whole family's getting killed. Like all of them are getting gunned down by the end of the day. And the most fascinating part is this fucking British guy who has all the intel on it. I cannot figure it out, but it's a trip. If you're at all into this kind of shit, I don't know, go down the YouTube rabbit hole. It's Trap Lore Ross. I want this guy. I got to fucking meet this guy somehow and talk to him. The shit was interesting to me. Maybe it'll be interesting to you guys, or maybe not. I don't know, but that's what I watched.
It does sound interesting.
Yeah, dude. I would suck probably 4.5 Trap Lore Raw sticks.
Oh wow.
It's interesting, man. It really is. Like, because like I've read headlines like everyone has about like Chicago gang violence, but I don't really know much about it. I don't know how it connected to the rap scene, and it's fucking intense, dude. And like, I wonder how do these radio stations or like these record labels not have any culpability or accountability in this? Like, I'm pretty sure King Von and I think Little Durk are signed by Def Jam. Well, King Von's dead now. He got murdered, but I think he was signed to Def Jam, and it's just like you're like Def Jam. You're literally funding murder. Like these guys, like, because all these kids that are getting killed, they're like 16 and 17-year-olds who never leave their block. So how are they getting guns? They're getting guns with like red dot fucking sights or like scopes. Like, obviously it's rappers and drug dealers buying the guns and bringing them into the hood. And like Def Jam, you're just cool with like funding murder. Like that's what you're doing. You are funding fucking murder and like human trafficking. It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, so I thought it was interesting.
Well, Jesus, that's pretty heavy. That'll be fun to segue out of. Shuddy Boy, you watch something else?
No. Have you guys seen or heard anything about the new Nicolas Cage film, Prisoners of the Ghostland?
I don't think I have.
Oh my God. It looks bananas. You guys should pull up the trailer right now and we should do a reaction as you watch it because it is fucking nuts. It quotes in the trailer Nicolas Cage himself saying it's the craziest movie he's ever worked on.
Wait, this is like an impromptu thing. Can we do this and make this a thing? Do we want to react to the trailer? Do we need more runway?
Kevin might not be able to because it'll play through the audio.
Oh, okay.
But I could pull it up on my phone.
You'll need earbuds.
Oh, son of a fart.
Right. You said, what is it?
Prisoners of the Ghostland. Starring Nicolas Cage. Nick Cassavetes, which,
Oh,
if you remember, they worked very well together in Face Off.
that's right.
Imagining Poops is in it.
Oh, Imagining
Love her.
Poops.
Bill Moseley.
I don't know who that is.
He was in House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, Three from Hell.
Okay.
Let me see. Is it?
I'm pulling up
connecting to
the IMDb page of all the pages.
Uh-oh. You're kind of farting out there, Geoff.
Oh no.
No,
You're
back.
fine.
Hold on.
It's back.
All right. So
Yeah,
are
I
we going to
did see,
try
like,
and do a reaction to this? I don't know,
Where
this
are
could be
you guys
tough.
watching? Let's pick the same video and do it.
I mean, my top result says One Media with 759,000 views.
Were you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Is that where you
Here.
searched it? I
Yeah.
just
This
searched
is,
it on
what, this is
Google.
what I got. Here, I sent it to you guys. Are we on the same page here?
Oh, boy. Sorry, everybody.
There should have been.
I like this. We should have been doing this. I have one more movie note to bring up before or after we do this.
All right, do the One Media. That's the one that I watched previously.
So, okay. Not the one that Geoff just sent? Jesus Christ.
No, do the One Media.
All right.
And pause
oh my
it.
God. Now I have to fucking go through another set of ads.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I don't know where One Media is.
When you go on YouTube and search Prisoners of the Ghostland trailer, it should be the very first one that pops up.
Okay, all right, cool.
All right. Well, I have mine paused at 0 seconds.
Me
Yeah,
too. Ready?
I'm ready. So
All right.
All right.
Prisoners of Ghostland. Let's do it.
3,
3, 2, 1. Queefs.
Okay. Ooh, it
So
did well at
basic-
Sundance.
Sundance. Credibility.
All right. Well, wow. It's like an Asian Western,
in Japan, modern day.
and it looks all retro and shit.
Like Japanese barbecue. Love fusion food.
So, okay. So he has explosives by his nuts, explosives on his wrists.
Is it like a Suicide Squad thing, right?
This first part is very calm, but very shortly this trailer goes off the fucking rails. It's amazing.
I mean, that was kind of cool. He had like a Predator style wrist command pad.
Man,
Oh,
that
this looks
Cage
kinda
looks
neat.
great, huh?
He's a fucking G. I would suck Nick Cage's penis to save his life.
You know, I used to hate him. My dumb ass used to hate Nick Cage.
You're just a ridiculous human being, Geoff.
I just was stupid. I just didn't get it. I came around.
I mean, visually, this looks fucking sick. Okay, now there's some swordplay coming out. Samurais. Is that Nick Cage with the sword?
No, that's not Nick Cage with the sword.
I'm sorry, I'm watching
That's
this on my
Nick
phone.
Cage.
Oh yeah, he's still got his cool suit. All right, yeah, I'm already on board. A crazy Nick Cage face, gigantic
Yeah.
explosion,
That's what brought me on board too.
samurai. Like the color scheme is pretty cool.
Let's go.
Okay, they got a minigun. Prisoners of the Ghostland.
Wait, is Imagine and Poops? Is she?
Yeah, I
is
didn't
she
see her.
brunette in this?
It's possible.
Well, that was the
Alright, I was
chick
looking for it.
Sophia something or other who was in. She was in
Oh,
one
yes.
of the Kingsman movies. She had like razor legs, like Oscar Pistorius legs that she would like flip around and slice people up with.
Yes, I remember now.
Wow.
Okay, so
How do you know that athlete?
Because
I
he
guess
murdered
did
his
mur-
girlfriend.
yeah, if
That's
you
the
murder
only reason.
if you murder your girlfriend, you will get on my radar probably.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
His favorite is Oscar Pistorius and O.J. Simpson. Those are his favorite athletes. And Ray Caruth
Aaron Hernandez, don't forget him.
didn't murder. those guys. Some would argue they deserved it. I wouldn't. And not Odin Lloyd. That's not fair.
Shuddy boy,
Let's get out of this.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Geoff. Shuddy, have you been able to figure out where you can watch this and when?
It's September 17th is when it comes out.
Oh, that's so far away.
It's less than a month.
Yeah, I want to see this now. Oh shit, what's happening to my phone? It's playing
And
Cypress
I'm not exactly sure where you can watch it. I know one of the local indie theaters here is playing it.
Ooh, that'll be worth a watch in the theater.
Oh, we don't have any indie theaters out here, so we're screwed. Hey, guys, one last movie thing. Does Candyman come out this week?
I don't know.
You know what'll tell us that? Google.
Is it
August 26th?
You guys would
yes,
know.
it is this week.
Are either one of you guys seeing that? I think I'm going this weekend to see it.
I probably will. This might come across as a drop of blasphemy.
Racist?
I don't think I've seen the first Candyman.
I've seen the first Candyman once. I watched it with Mark.
Yeah, that seems like a Dom and Mark style movie.
I believe.
I mean, if it's streaming somewhere, I'll watch it before going to see the new one.
Maybe we should
like
watch
Tony
Candyman on what the fuck did I just watch? Let's get Dom to work on that. You're saying that's one of his movies.
Oh, it's on Peacock. All right, I can watch Candyman. Fuck
I thought
yeah.
it was cool.
That Peacock subscription just keeps paying for itself. I'm actually really into Peacock.
Yeah, I have Peacock now too. It's whatever.
Have you watched any of the Office Superfan episodes?
No.
Dude,
I haven't
you
really
have
used
to.
the Peacock at all.
Dude, the first 3 seasons of The Office have Superfan cuts where each episode has like 10 or more minutes added to it. So like an episode of The Office is only 22 minutes. Adding 10 extra minutes to each episode is a lot of extra scenes.
Does it have its own section in the Office profile? It says like Superfan, or are they just added to the Peacock uploads?
No, so there's the regular seasons of The Office where all of the episodes as they aired, and then the Superfan episodes. Because when it first launched, I think they only had season 3, and they've since added 2 more seasons. So eventually they're going to have the entire series of Superfan cuts. Okay, I'm currently adding Prisoners of the Ghostland to my Letterboxd D watch list and the original Candyman.
I was thinking we could do like a Candyman gangbang, but if Shuddy's not interested.
Oh no, we're definitely. Oh, Candyman. I'm sorry.
Wait, what are you definitely watching?
Prisoners of the Ghostland.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know. Jordan Peele, dude. Well, he didn't direct it. I think he just produced it, but I'm looking forward to it. And I like Candyman growing up. Tony Todd is a scary motherfucker.
One real quick thing. I haven't finished watching it, so I'll save it for maybe next week or the following week. But I started watching this weird-ass series on Netflix called Brand New Cherry Flavor, which has
okay.
Rosa.
I've seen that's come up in my suggestions.
It's interesting. It's Rosa Salazar who is Alita and Alita Battle Angel, who I like very much, and Catherine Keener. They're like the 2 biggest names in it, but it's very much in the vein of Greg Araki and Cronenberg, where it's just surreal, supernatural, weird, and it's about Los Angeles in the early 90s. This girl makes a short film, moves to L.A., it gets a little traction, she's paired up with this sleazy producer that fucks her over, and then she goes to Catherine Keener to put a curse on him. And so far, it's weird, it's gross, it's interesting, I'm digging it, and I'll finish watching it. It's only 8 episodes, there's not going to be any more of it made. The end. We can move on to other things.
Real quick, I think maybe you did see this, Kevin. My brothers absolutely love American Vandal. They said it's fucking hilarious, and I have to watch it. It's like
I've watched both seasons of it when they first came out.
Okay, you were talking about it.
They were
like it too?
Hysterical. Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna watch them. My brothers were raving about it. So it was fucking epic. So
feel like there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, Shuddy, I wanted to get your thoughts. There's another new He-Man series coming, right?
Yes.
And they just put
for
out a trailer
children.
for it?
I have not watched the trailer for it. No.
Oh, are you protesting this one?
No, it's not geared towards us. So, based on what I've seen of the toy line, I don't really have much interest in it. I'll check it out.
I mean, isn't He-Man Revelations geared towards children as well? I didn't see anything in that would not be child appropriate, I don't think.
No, it wasn't not child appropriate, but it was a continuation of the original series. So this was definitely more towards the demographic for that one was adults and some children. This is straight up. This is like a Paw Patrol He-Man for young children.
Ooh. So
from what I gathered,
He-Man's going to be like, I'm going to kill Skeletor now. I just stabbed him 5 times. Can you
there
count
will
to
definitely
5?
not be any killing. Let's see.
And I think just for the sake of family friendliness, they have eliminated the characters Ram Man and Fistor.
Well, there's no Fistor. It's Fisto.
Fisto! Sounds like a cereal for fisting enthusiasts.
I'm watching the trailer right now, and it actually doesn't look half bad.
What a surprise. Shuddy's into it.
I think the toys look cheap and silly, and I've already said I don't think I'm going to buy any of them.
I mean, for the sake of being a He-Man completionist, do you think you and Dom will work these episodes into Masters of the Pooniverse on Patreon?
I mean, we probably should. At least a couple to see what it's all about. We haven't discussed this, if I'm being honest.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, I have been contacted by Dominic.
I was just going to say, because he's texted me 3 times to ask if you've done it yet.
Dom is... He's committed. He's a committed man. I'll give him that. But yeah, without further ado.
Mad Scientist Party Hour. Breaking news with Shuddies. All right. We are here with the final MSPH Wrestling 9 special delivery announcement.
Special delivery?
Before the big event. Yes, because... Wolf Knife Butt Package won the Royal Rumble.
And he's a UPS driver.
Time for the Money in the Bank, and he is a delivery driver. So
I gotta get back in
family.
I gotta get back in contact with Butt Package because I think he and I are going to be snowboard buddies this coming season.
So yeah, that's why it's called Special Delivery.
Okay.
And it's going to take place this coming Saturday, August 28th. 8 p.m. Eastern at www.twitch.tv/DomV311. Let's try that again. Twitch.tv/DomV311. We are going to see the first ever 5-way Hell in a Cell First Blood match. The first superstar to make an opponent bleed is the winner, featuring Bucci's, Chief Brody, Diamond Dallas DeWitt, Shawnee Killface, and Shrap Metal.
Oh, good old Shrap Metal.
Then we've got
that's what I'm rooting for.
The last woman standing match for the MSPH Women's Championship. The Battle Royal winner from earlier in the event. So this is where Rent-Ra has a chance to catapult herself right into the upper echelon.
I was telling Rent-Ra about this over the weekend, and had a very, very hard time describing this. She could not understand that Dom makes wrestling characters in a wrestling video game and creates an event full of matches and sets them to computer mode to fight against each other. And we all watch it. She kept being like, so wait, who's controlling them? I'm like, nobody. She's like, I don't get this. So, and I'm telling her that she's in it, and I'm pretty sure she already knew, but if she didn't, the cat's out of bag now that we call her Rent Rat on the podcast. She's aware that Rent Rat is appearing in this wrestling event. Dom was kind enough to send me a preview shot of what she looks like, so I showed it to her, and she gave the thumbs up. I don't know how much of this she's going to watch. I could tell she was a little bit disappointed that it's her birthday weekend, and I'm going to be at her house, in her room, watching this on a laptop for hours while she's trying to find other plans to do during this.
Her interest wasn't piqued enough that you can hook the laptop up to the TV in the living room?
I don't think she's going to want to watch. She might watch some of it. I did pull up, because Dom has just about all the previous events up on a YouTube channel where you can watch them in their entirety. So I pulled some of that up, and I was able to show her you and I fighting in a cage, Shuddy, and she did get some laughs out of that. And I did tell her about one of my favorite MSPH moments from when Arts, who is spot on nailed, his video game character looks so much like the real Arts. I told her about when he puts a hurting on people and then he stands over them and fucking twerks. Just how funny that is to see. So I think she gets it. I just don't know. I still don't know if that was enough to hook her into watching it. But we'll see. It'll also be very difficult to talk her into appearing on the Zoom.
And then
can't
the
imagine
main
anything better
event
for her.
match of... Oh, sorry, I didn't finish that. So the Battle Royal winner from earlier in the event, cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase versus reigning champion Curvy Beer Girl.
Oh, okay.
And then the main event is Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification match for the MSPH World Heavyweight Champion. Butt Package cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase versus the Snow Bastard Spat, who is the reigning champion from last event.
The Snow Bastard.
Yes,
Okay.
because he looks like Jon Snow. In Dom changed his character to look like Jon Snow.
Oh, nice.
Came with a theme.
Then, what everybody really comes for, when the 30-man Royal Rumble match for the MSPH Money in the Bank briefcase wraps up the event, with the winner getting a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship, either at the next event or immediately after the Royal Rumble, depending on who wins and when they decide they want to cash in the Money in the Bank. Entrance confirmed: Clowny Hair, Ronald, JJ from PA.
Ronald McDonald.
Yes, Ronald McDonald.
Okay.
Dominator, Faker, Head Injury Yoda Guy,
I got to see what that looks like.
and making their returns, Woody,
Oh, no.
Blippi,
Woody?
and Shitman Fart.
Oh, wow. Okay. Big
And-
How can
surprises.
Rent Rent not be a part of this? Come on.
And
I don't know. I'm trying to convince her.
The Bat Dad will also be entering the Rumble as number 30. More surprise entrants will be revealed during the event.
Awesome.
If Bad Dad gets eliminated, shame on that scumbag who does that. You should just throw yourself over the fucking top rope. Shouldn't be. Bad Dad needs to win this. That's who I'm rooting for.
The full
Even more
event
so than
card
my
with all
myself.
matches and the Zoom meeting link will be posted to the Patreon leading up to the event.
There you go.
Now's the perfect time to subscribe to Patreon if you are not a subscriber already.
There's never been a better time to join our Patreon at patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. People are really, really loving Crafter Geoff, Supermarket Queefs, all our individual stuff. The bonus podcast we do every week started as like a half-hour thing. It's usually now 45 minutes to an hour every week. So a lot of supplemental MSPH content, a lot of us doing shit together, a lot of us doing shit separate. There's tons and tons of stuff on there. I feel like we have probably one of the most generous Patreons in existence, if I do say so myself. And I guess that's about it. Unless Geoff and Shuddy, you guys have anything that's super pressing we got to get out this week?
Nope. Just the MSPH wrestling announcement was all I had that was pressing.
Yeah, this weekend, friends.
To those who are in the PooFL, Real Deuce, the second fantasy football, MSPH Fantasy Football League, we are drafting 2 hours before MSPH wrestling. So just going to try to bucket it all into the same little time frame for you guys. Hopefully that helps you out. I don't know. Some people will probably be annoyed by it. Some people will like it. We'll see. But that's when it is. 3:00 Pacific Standard Time, Saturday.
Yeah.
Mine is, I'll just talk to you guys off air because I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh.
On recording.
All right. Appreciate that. And
it's nothing. It's about our fantasy football league. It's nothing. It's not. I'm not quitting again or anything. So let's.
Is there any way you could put Kevin on the spot, not me? Or do we both have to be on the spot?
Well, it is a question for both of you because I need your votes. So I can't do one or the other.
Let's just wait. Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, don't forget this weekend, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Twitch.tv/DomV311. Every time we do one of these events, we have new people signing up and checking out for the first time, and they always love it, and they always kick themselves for not having caught on earlier. So do yourself a favor, check it out. The aforementioned Patreon, patreon.com/MadScientistPartyHour. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/MadScientistPartyHour. And you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Shitto.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Oshitto.com. Promo code Puminati on checkout. Get yourself some delicious hot sauce. It's fucking bomb. I've bought some to give away to people, and they all love it. Very delicious hot sauce. What else? If you want to be a part of voicemails, yay, it's 201-472-0139. And as always, we read them, as you saw from this episode, madscientistpartyhour@gmail.com if you would like to shoot us your emails. We also have at MSPH Podcast on both Twitter and Instagram if you'd like to throw those a follow. And that's about it, friends. But until next time, ew, something.